Hello everyone, welcome back to another World of Warships Legends video. Today we're gonna take a look at a battle featuring the Azulin Ägir or Ägir, however you wanna pronounce it. I'm just gonna call it Ägir. Just keep in mind that this is not a full review or a guide on how to play Ägir. I'm making a separate video on that, and I'm taking moments from 5-6 games to make a comprehensive video on that, so that will be a much longer video. And on that video I'll show you whether you can tank 16-inch battleship shells, whether you can push multiple big battleships, how are you different than a Schroeder. I think I have a game where I did a brawl. I was in a brawl against a Schroeder, so you'll be able to see how to approach those situations. I'll show you some instances where we are patient and time our push, and some instances where we push in like a madman. Just try to give you a little guide on how to time your push. So with that being said, let's just go into our battle today. So the build we are using in this particular match is Nanomi with Hipper and Mikawa, and we're using Master Mechanic. So I'm experimenting between Ägir and Nanomi. I think I'm gonna stick with Ägir, but this was a fun game, so I thought I'll make a video about it. So let's go back to the battle. So we have a Dewa with a level 7 commander. We have a Tsurugi who's already on my block list, and we have a Riga with a level 8 Kuznetsov. So 30 seconds into the battle, we already know this is going to be a sweaty one. So we are going to have to be extremely cautious here, because there is a possibility that we'll have to go way above and beyond and carry the game if you want to win it. So we'll be cautious in the early stage and take a look at the minimap, and then we'll go from there. Now 1 minute in, and I already know why the Tsurugi is on my block list. You spent 77,000 doubloons, or whatever it was, $300 to get this ship. And this is not the first match you have done this to me, where you you abandoned your flank at the very start of the game. So I don't mind bad players. I understand people can be bad players, it's okay, but I really can't stand selfish players. Anyway, so I'm looking at the minimap. They have 3 battleships, 1 cruiser, and a carrier heading this way. So things are not looking great, and they have 3 cruisers. Only 2 of them are on the minimap, so the other one could be on this flank too. And they do have a Dutch cruiser, the D7P, and he doesn't even have to do any damage with his gun if he doesn't want to. He can just sit behind the island and keep raining airstrikes on us. So we are gonna be very cautious in the first stage here, but we are not gonna let the enemy ships just go and overwhelm our other flanks. We are gonna stay here. We're gonna wait for our opportunity, and anytime we see an opening, we're gonna take it. And when I say an opening, I don't mean an opening to do like 80,000, 100,000 damage. What's the point of doing 100k damage if your enemies just can use their repair parties one after another, and they heal back all their damage while you lose your ship? So we are not gonna do that. We are gonna wait for a chance to push in when we're sure that we can at least take 3 ships down. And trust me, if you have patience for another 2-3 minutes, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna turn out to be a very good decision. So anyways, the Picardy and the Tirpitz were pushing into this flank. They then decided not to push in anymore, so they are leaving this flank. So there's the Dutch cruiser, so he is on this flank. So we have to be careful about that, not to be spotted and stay still in the same position. Our Surug is in the middle of the map. He's throwing torpedoes at battleship that's 10-12 kilometers from him and moving away. Whatever. So we're gonna take some pot shots and Tirpitz and Picardy. Try not to get spotted. Try not to lose most of our HP. They do have a Graf Zeppelin on this flank too, but he hasn't come for us yet, so we'll take it. And so Tirpitz and Picardy are moving out, so they have 2 cruisers and another battleship over here. The other battleship must be the Kansas, because everything else we know where every other battleships are. So we have a chance here to push in. If we can get rid of the Shimanto, we don't have a torpedo threat to worry about. And close combat, I think I can take a full health Kansas and D7P if needed. So we are gonna inch back a little bit, see if we can take care of the Shimanto before we make our push. And luckily for us, he seems to be heading this way. We haven't been surface spotted. We have only been air spotted so far. So unless their carrier pinged them that there's a Ägir sitting here, he doesn't know that it's us, because we haven't been surface spotted yet. So Shimanto's coming in. We're gonna take our chance here. Seems like we might be able to get him broadside, and there he is. So we'll take a shot on him. We'll try to get rid of him as quick as we can, so we can push into the D7P and Kansas while they're still here. So we took half the health of the Shimanto, and our secondaries are pounding him, so we should be able to finish him off here. And if you noticed, we did lose our Riga, our Dewa, and our Tsurugi. So honestly, I have sympathies for the Dewa. At least he came over to this side of the map, tried to do something, even if he died. But anyways, so those 3 are gone, the 3 that we were worried about at the start. So we killed the Shimanto, and we have a very tight window here to push in before either the Tirpitz or the Picardy decides to come back again. And we don't have a torpedo threat here, so we'll try to close our distance to the Kansas as fast as we can. We'll try to get to that island as fast as we can, so we can angle toward him, and we can use all our firepower on the D7P. And if the Kansas does come around the island, we have torpedoes to deal with him. So we get spotted. So there's the D7P. He has like 70-80% of his health. So we are gonna use our main guns on him, and we are also gonna focus our secondaries on him. So our secondaries are pounding him. There he is using his airstrikes, but I think we will be able to dodge it. He used his airstrike once, if you noticed, when we were firing at the Shimanto, but we were able to dodge it then. So yeah, we dodged it now too. So we are angled to the Kansas here. Ägir's armor is pretty good when you're angled. I've had instances where I bounced or shattered almost full 16-inch salvos. So far we are doing good. The D7P is almost dead, and there we go, we also get a Citadel, so we take him out. We used our right side torpedoes on Kansas. We underestimated his speed, how slow he is. So we lose out on 2, but we are gonna angle here. We are not gonna try to give him our broadside and let him take his shot. Then we are gonna change our direction. And there he goes. He takes a full salvo at us, but doesn't do anything to us because we were angled. So we now are gonna move to the other side. We are gonna use our torpedoes from the other side, and that will also let us angle our ship towards him again. so we are not sitting broadside by the time he reloads. So there he goes on our other side. We are sufficiently angled now. We are gonna use our other torpedoes. He takes another full salvo at us and does what, 3k, which is fine. We still have 3 hills left. So our torpedoes should get him, and there is a torpedo in the middle of the map, so we'll focus on him now. Our main gun range is only 15 kilometers, so the torpedo is gonna run out of our range pretty soon. So we are gonna take a shot at him and see if we can soften him up a little bit. Now remember, when there was only 9.5 minutes left. Okay, so we got a citadel on the torpedoes, that's good. So when we only had 9.5 minutes left in the game, if you noticed, we only did 20,000 damage. And in the last 4 minutes, we did what, 160k? So that's basically sums up Ägir, because you have incredible burst damage potential, but you have to time it right. You have to time your push right. So now there's only a Picardy left and the Graf Zeppelin, and most of the health that we lost so far is to the Graf Zeppelin. He has been pounding us for quite a while now with his AP bombers when we were taking on the Kansas. So we see him, we take a salvo at him when we get rid of him too. So 168k so far, only the Picardy left. We have all 3 caps. We did win our flank even though we were outnumbered by quite a bit, and the win is on the bag already. But here I make a terrible misplay. Now that I'm looking back on it, it was just stupid of me to push into a Picardy like this. Remember, this match was played in 2 in the morning, so I'm not doing much thinking here. So the mistake we made here was my previous damage on this ship was 190k. So I was thinking, well, I'll be able to beat my damage record if I can get only another 20-25k on Picardy. So I decided it's worth it to just recklessly push into the Picardy. I didn't even notice that I had 4 kill and I was on a Kraken. I could have easily got the Kraken, but all of Picardy's secondaries, they pen 32mm of armor. So he does a lot of damage on us. We lose our health almost unnecessarily here, but we were able to do about 20k on him, so 186k at the end. If we just were passive for like a minute or two and stayed behind that island while the Picardy makes up some ground, that by the time that we pushed out of behind that island, we would be maybe 3-4 kilometers from him, and that would give us a way better chance at that close range with our torpedoes and with us moving towards him. We could have rammed him if we wanted, but our torpedoes and guns would have been enough to kill him at that close of a range. So looking back, it was a terrible play on my part in the end over there, but honestly, I saw the match. We have all 3 caps and we have ship. We have a carrier, so, and it's a Russian Shakalov, so I wanted to get my damage before he dies to our carrier. So anyways, we still did decent. We still held our flank, but really bummed out about the play there at the end. I guess you can't do everything to the perfection, but it would have been a perfect battle if we didn't mess it up at the end there. So anyways, the Picardy dies, we comfortably win at the end. So this should be a pretty good XP game, because most of the damage we did were on cruisers, the Shimanta, the D7P, then some on the carriers too. So more than 3400 XP, pretty good, almost 3500, so pretty good for a secondary ship. I hope you enjoyed the battle. I had fun in it. I'll see you on the next video.